Hello everyone, I'm County Executive Mark Hackel. It's March's Reading Month and I was asked to read a book. Reading is extremely important because it gets you to where you're going to be in life. And I was fortunate to have learned how to read as a kid. And so I was asked to go ahead and read a book, one of my children's favorites. And this one here is Dragon Was Terrible by Kelly DiPuccio. And pictures were by Greg Pizzola. So I'm going to go ahead and read this book to you and see if maybe you'll like Dragon is Terrible as much as I did. So Dragon Was Terrible. Naturally, dragons have a bit of terrible in them because they're dragons after all. But this dragon here, super terrible. Why? Well, he stomped on flowers. He played tricks on the guards. And, ew, my goodness, he even sneezed on the cupcakes. Who does that? Dragons. That's who. And that's not all. He even scribbled in books and threw sand. And, oh my goodness, he even took candy from baby unicorns. Honestly, that's pretty terrible. Especially a little baby unicorn. That's such a cute unicorn. Well, the king of the land had had enough. Enough, he said. And then he posted a sign. He actually posted it on the castle. Brave knights, whoever shall tame the terrible dragon shall be rewarded with a gift. It shall be a nice gift. Ye shall like it. His Royal Majesty, the king. So, as he did, all of a sudden you look closer and you'll find that the dragon saw that and he scribbled on the actual castle itself. Doesn't seem like he really cared. So what happened? The knights lined up to show off their dragon taming skills. They all failed miserably, and the dragon just grew even more terrible. In fact, he started chasing fuzzy yellow ducklings around the moat. He even, oh my God, toilet papered the castle, and he burned every last marshmallow to a black and crisp. Now, you know, I like marshmallows, roasted marshmallows, but I don't like them burnt to a black and crisp. But apparently, this dragon likes them that way. Well, now the villagers had had enough. They're tired of it. Enough, they said, and they posted a sign. In fact, they kind of redid the king's sign, and it said, brave people, whoever shall tame the terrible dragon shall be rewarded with a gift. Well, from the king, of course. It shall be a nice gift. We hope it is. Ye shall like it, perhaps. Signed, His Royal Majesty, the king. Well, as you can tell, the dragon was mocking them too. He decided to go ahead and write another note. Dragon was here again on the actual wall of the castle. Ordinary blokes and lassies lined up. That would be boys and girls. They lined up to try their hand at taming the dragon. And guess what? They all failed, embarrassingly so. And just when you thought it wasn't possible, the dragon grew even more terrible. In fact, he popped birthday balloons. He even drew funny faces on the drawbridge. And he'd burp in church. Loudly. Honestly, isn't that terrible? And kind of rude as well. Well, in the land, a boy wearing a feathered cap and a look of determination had had enough. Only he didn't say enough, like you thought he would. Instead, he decided to sketch a story. He wrote a story. Well, the next day, the dragon followed a trail of marshmallows to a shady tree where the boy was reading. I think it was a bit of a setup, but the boy wanted him to come to that tree. The boy spied the dragon out of the corner of his eye and began to read aloud in a booming voice. And then the brave dragon swooped in to save the princess, he said. The dragon stopped in his tracks as he was eating the marshmallows, but the terrible knight pulled out his wicked sword. The dragon pretended not to listen, but he was very curious about this story. The brave dragon roared, and the fraidy-cat knight trembled in his boots. The dragon itself decided or pretended that he was walking away. And then all of a sudden a crowd began to gather. And the dragon took cover in a tree because he wanted to hear the end of the story. And the boy continued to read page after page after page. Snap, crash. The dragon landed on the ground with a terrible thud. The crowd gasped. And the dragon roared, roar. The clever boy, he didn't flinch. In fact, he reached out a hand to the dragon and said, would you like to hear how the story ends? And just when you thought it wasn't possible, the dragon smiled, and he took a seat beneath the tree with the other children. Honestly now, that is adorable. The king cheered, the villagers cheered, the baby unicorn and the fuzzy ducklings, they all cheered the loudest. At long last, the terrible dragon had been tamed. The end. Oh, wait. Hey, wait. What about the reward? Oh, yes, the reward. Well, the reward was the gift was a new friend, a nice dragon, of course. The boy was rewarded with a gift of a new friend, the dragon. So as you could tell, the dragon himself was not so terrible in the end. Well, I hope you enjoyed this book as much as I did. And remember, reading's important, so continue to read.